there, welcome back. If this is your first time with me, this is a series of videos on the wonderful Cirklon sequencer, the legendary, incredibly versatile. Yeah, it's a great thing, not overhyped in the least. Today I'm pairing it with the Super 6, the lovely sounding desktop module. If you've seen the previous videos, this is a slightly different setup. I was sitting on the ground prior, my feet kept on falling asleep. I'm realizing now that I have to extend my body a bit to reach the microphone, but I think overall this will be slightly better. This should be a quick one. Today we're just going to look at the Aux event for, what are they called? Aux Notes, maybe? Yes. So this will pair nicely with the Super 6 because it is a polyphonic synth. And I believe Aux Notes are primarily used for polyphonic purposes. So let's get right into it. I'm just going to clear this pattern. You can see that my instrument is set to the third wave. However, I only actually have one MIDI cable plugged in right now, and it is from the first port to the Super 6. So do not be deceived. Let's get just a nice bass sequence going on. Maybe like something that can be a bass of a chord progression. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Basically having the time bass so that each chord will hold out a little bit. And then we'll flip over to Aux A and set it to Aux Note Absolute to start out with. Yeah, and looking at the manual, it says directly it can play one extra note on each pattern. Okay, starting with Absolute, I believe. Yeah, what this does is just allows you to select a note. You can see that it just defaults to C0. So it is barely audible, but it is now playing the lowest note, the lowest MIDI value. And if we just bump it up, it'll play a C6. So that's nice. You can set some absolute values. Hopefully that's relatively self-explanatory. One thing I want to try is to see if this works on steps that are not triggered. And the answer to that is no. Yeah, so you have to have the primary step activated to be able to hear the Aux notes, which I think is true for all of them. Okay, let's just move right along. I don't think we need to do this example. Oh, great. What a thoroughly written manual. For example, let's say you want to send a C major 7 chord on step 1. Okay, we'll follow this example just for fun and to flesh this video out a little bit. Set the note value on step 1 to C5. And then we are going to set all aux A, B, and C to the note absolute. And then we're gonna just change the value in order to create a C major 7 chord. Great. When the pattern step plays, the 4 notes will be sent. All notes share the same velocity value. We can test that. Actually, you know what? There's something wonky with my Super 6 velocity settings, so that will actually not respond right now. Yeah, we don't need to figure that out. Okay, let's do the same thing with the relative event. I think this one is like the slightly more relevant thing, no pun intended, because you can set values based on the original note, and that's how you can kind of use this as a chord mode. Okay, we're just going to reset these values. Okay, we don't need to follow the example exactly, but basically the number here is the amount of steps above the core note that it's playing. And let's add, oops. I'm gonna add some chords to the other notes as well. What's cool here is I think when you push down and twist, it actually jumps up an octave. So it's programmed to sort of work with like a 12-tone scale. In any of these videos, like I understand the most basic of music theory, so I'm probably using all of the wrong terms, but hopefully that doesn't interfere with the purpose. Okay, that is the relative note. And looking at it as chord memory, it is possible to use the auxiliary note relative events to recreate the chord memory function found on early polyphonic synths. This means you can set up the aux events in advance to create a given chord shape on every step. So I think this is just saying that we can like copy a chord from one of the steps, paste it on another, and then change the root value. So let's try that. So we just copied the first step. that we pasted. Cool. The only other part of this is polyphonic real-time recording, and if you have configured some of the auxes in a P3 pattern with any of the Aux Note events, you can record polyphonic patterns directly from an attached keyboard. I do not have an attached keyboard, so we won't be able to explore that here, but I'm assuming that means you just hit record and then play, and it will append the notes as Aux Note values. We'll assume that works. And that's all for this video, short and sweet. Thanks for watching.